look a lot better now? Just take some pride in your work before you get ready to caulk something. You think, oh, that's good enough. I'll just leave that. I can just caulk over that. It's just gonna look fine. Well, see, that's the one I have not done yet. There's the one I just did. There's the other one I just showed you. Okay, so I'm gonna finish that, and I'm almost done cleaning these stairs. Now see, this side here, the stair treads just went right up to the existing concrete. The existing stucco was back in here, and then they rolled that dry-vit stuff over the top of it, and they didn't do a very good job, did they? They didn't get all the way down to the stairs. Every single stair is short. Now these stairs could not have sagged over a ½ an inch, okay, since they installed them. It's just no way. Okay, so it just tells me they put it on with the roller. They only got so close, and I thought, ah, that's good enough. They probably caulked that somehow, and the caulking came out years ago, and they just left it. See that? It just looks awful. So I've scraped it. I've scraped that down, you know, as best I could, and I don't know, I think I'm going to put some of that dry-vit on there, and then I'm going to caulk that. Now that is all different than this side, because this side has that metal stucco mold trim on it. This side does not, so it's okay if it looks a little raggedy, because it matches and blends in with the actual stucco. Okay, but I did scrape lots of it off, as you will remember once I showed you that other quick video section. This was really bad, and so I've gotten, see, I mean, that's okay like that. And it's kind of, if I didn't have that dry-vit stuff, I would probably just caulk that the way it is, and I might still do that, and I might take a little bit of that dry-vit and kind of put it in there, wedge it in there with a putty knife or something, you know, just in a few different little spots. And then I'll, after I prep all of these stairs, then I'll re-caulk that. I'm going to use that extreme stretch caulking from DAP. I'm going to put that on there, all the way up in there, the inside ones, even up above. You know, you want to get your lines up underneath your stairs too. Everywhere you see a line, okay, that's gonna seal all this in there. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna end up doing, because I thought, you know, if I just scrape off the loose paint on here and then try to go over that. I was thinking about going over this stuff with the Durham's Rock Hard water putty, but this paint, lots of the paint is loose in different areas, and I just feel that I would get a better job if I try to remove as much of this as I can with the paint remover, and then I can just run my putty knife along there for the paint on the paint remover and take it right off, you know, most of it. I don't have to get every single last little speck. But see, if it's coming off like that, do I really want to spend a lot of time and effort on putting my rock hard water putty on there. Look, I mean, look at this. See? And it'd probably be good to get most of this off so that the wood could dry underneath it too. I mean, it's so moist under there. See the discoloration? That's where it's wet. That's where it's been wet. And granted, it just sprinkled a little bit. It didn't like full on. But it got wet enough. And this just seeps right down through these little hairline cracks. And then gets your wood wet. And then that loosens up your paint. And it doesn't really look like there was primer under there. Now granted, maybe there was primer and the primer just stuck to the paint and didn't stick to the wood. But once I take most of that off, here's the other thing too. These steps are between 15 and 17 years old. And I believe before we purchased the house, I was walking down these stairs and I could see small little dots here and there, and it looked like it was mold stuff coming from the wood and trying to bleed up out of the paint. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna need to strip that stuff off, and then I'll take my mold killer primer and then I'll prime those steps before, you know, after I take the paint off, then I'll prime the steps to get that any residues of the mold that's still there, that's possibly still there. Why not kill it now? You know, we're planning on living in this house for many, many years to come, so I want to get these all fixed 100%. That's how I roll. Okay, so in a little bit, I guess I'm going to go to the store, and I'm kind of glad that I started working on these stairs. And you know, sometimes you formulate a game plan, and then you get in and start doing your work, and then maybe your game plan changes. There was no way I was thinking that I was going to have to go get some Jasco paint remover to remove the tops of this paint, but I think that's the best thing to do. And so my game plan just changed. It's still wet to a certain extent, and when it rained, the water started staying right here a little bit. Not a whole lot, but enough to make me think, hey, maybe I can redirect that out this way a little bit by building this up, this little bit right in here up just a hair. And I can do that with my coating material that I've been putting on the floor. I've got 2 coats on this floor right now, and I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to get another gallon of it. I just ran out of it. I'm going to get another gallon, and I'm going to put some in this area, and I'll kind of build this up a little bit. I only have to build it up a little bit. Could I leave it? Yeah, I could leave it, because the water's only going to get maybe 1/8 of an inch deep before it flows out this way and then goes out through those holes. So it's not that big of a deal, but because I haven't covered it yet, I'm going to fix that when I get some more of this roofing material. And I can pour a 5-gallon bucket of water and just let it sit there. This actually comes out a little bit more. I swept some of the water off already. And what I'll do is then I can take a pencil and I can mark it, you know, around this area. I know pretty much what to do. I'm just going to build this up right in here. Little bit. I'll probably have to put 3 or 4 coats just right in there. And and that'll flow that last little bit of water out. Okay, I've got my game plan for that and my stairs. Let's do it.